right at the top. I'm going to come out and say it. I had some fun things planned for this evening, and then... Now, some people, some uncouth Philistines, some uncultured people might refer to it as getting the shits. Now, some people might. I would never do that. I would refer to it as partaking in a reckoning. I'm still getting a little bit of hate mail for what was called a cowl neck. Apparently I didn't wear a turtleneck, I wore a cowl neck. Do we remember this? I've got a picture of it. That's me in the cowl neck. I take umbrage with this. I believe that is a turtleneck. I'm going to show you what a cowl neck is. I'm just going to Google it. Just going to Google it. Okay. Cowl neck. Yep. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I stand corrected. Dr. Alison Parker, for anyone who doesn't know, is my mentor. She's currently working on her 26th thesis. Where do you stand on footnotes? Footnotes in fiction. If by footnotes you mean that time I pooed on your knee out in the garden. Yeah, I love it. I love them. Thank you. What have you been reading this week? That's what we all would like to know. Just a collection of haikus for tortoises. Haiku. It's 575. 5. I have a big shell. I balance all my books on. It's an apostrophe T, on apostrophe T, so it's one syllable. That's not the last line, I was just explaining. So. I balance all my books on't. Look at my nice beak. That was beautiful. Let's bring out our guest.
My official title now would be connoisseur, in so much as I concentrate solely on the comma, the colon, the semicolon, punctuation. Not punctuation that exists in text, but I sort of will read through various novels, classic texts, and sort of go, there should have been a comma there.
Do you believe that there are punctuation marks that don't exist that should?
You know, we've got a whole roster of proposed punctuation marks, sexy marks, that sort of thing.
Sexy marks, yes. I sometimes that is very useful, because sometimes I've been burned in the past by reading something and not knowing if I'm supposed to find it sexy or not.
Precisely, it's a common complaint, and I think for that one we're hoping to have it confirmed anytime soon. Is simply just a boob.
Right. So as is customary, what we like to do is we like to say the book title at the same time. 3, 2, 1.
Ginger. The ginger. Man. The ginger man. By, of course, the author. You can just tell me the author while I just. By Lucille de la More, Branningston, Crackerfile.
Can you just repeat that? I think you cut out there.
I can, yeah.
Yep.
By the Ginger Man. By Lucille Delamore. Actually.
Many people say that Elizabeth Taylor, author of Eat, Pray, Love.
Elizabeth Taylor?
Elizabeth Taylor's. Elizabeth Taylor, of course, very famous actress and author of Eat, Pray, Love. You know, they say that she sort of created this new genre of fiction and self-help, when actually it was Lucille Delamore Branson Crackerwhack. And I don't think LDBC, as I will often refer to her, and as she is referred to in literary circles, I don't think she gets the credit she deserves, really.
No, and I think that's because she wasn't married to Richard Burton, which Elizabeth Taylor obviously was.
All the authors published who have not married Richard Burton.
Thank you.
They don't make the Sunday Times bestseller list, do they?
How many times have you or I been for a meeting with a publisher and they've said, we love the manuscript, we love what you've done? My 4 words are causing a steam
in the industry.
I've heard about the 4 words. We've all heard about the 4 words. Spread like wildfire, honestly. But even you with that, you'll be at the meeting and you'll sort of have your drink here and it's all fun and games, and then they'll sort of say, but unfortunately, you're not married to Richard Burton.
I can't rectify it because he's died. What am I supposed to do?
I did ask about this. I said, okay, all right, I hear you, understand. What about a different Richard Burton?
Tim Burton.
What about Burton's menswear? What about just...
Well,
come on.
A dairy milk chocolate Burton? Not being married to Richard Burton has essentially been the elephant in the room for the last sort of 7 weeks of the book club. The plot of the self-help odyssey that was the Ginger Man.
It's a ginger man smashing a ginger man over his knee.
It's frustrating because, of course, so you've got that the beginning, and then the entire middle section, of course, is a biscuit. Before her, there was no twist in fiction. No, Stephen King's books just sort of ended with and as I've said before, that since Lucille, even he started to up his game. Oh, they're dead. Oh, they're not real. Oh, he's in a typewriter. I've not read The Shining. To be honest, it was not a metaphor. It was just a very big biscuit breaking a smaller biscuit that looked like him on his knee. Essentially, it could have been called A Story of Two Biscuits. That would have been maybe too close to Charles Dickens' A Tale of Two Biscuits. It's
hard to understate the influence it's had on modern film and literature. On biscuits, sure. Kit Kat, two biscuits.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If that wasn't a reference to Nickel Biscuit, then I don't know what is.
I think the fact that, at the end of the book, the Duke sort of does that huge long monologue that you learnt by heart, I think.
I did, yes. And lo, he whipped off his little icing tie, waved it around his head, and threw it by the by. It does rhyme, I forgot this.
It rhymes, that's good to know.
It's good to know. And
I'm glad it rhymes.
The biscuit jumped on his lap. Oh, the ginger man said, I almost need to nap.
Oh.
The biscuit looked, because it was a biscuit, not a man, into the eye of the gingerbread man.
Rhythm there.
Because I am a biscuit, and you are a biscuit, but you are a bigger biscuit than I. No rhyme there.
What would they have thunk if they had found me dunk upon this lady's knee?
The lady? Who's the lady? Who's the lady?
This lady is now gone and won't appear again. She was a different thought train. And what would they have thought if I had been dunked twice into the milky tea, lapped up by the mice? The mice.
She's back. She's continuing.
The mice are disappeared because they were so feared. They will not be coming back. Ginger Man went crack.
But actually, as we progress, and we haven't mentioned this either, there was that low-level sort of subplot running through that, of course, perhaps the Ginger Man was on crack. Did you enjoy the book overall, Gabriella?
No. Did you?
I found the rhymes to be quite poor. We ask every week whether you would pop this book into the literary canon, which is to be fired at the British Library. On the one hand, I don't think we can ignore the importance of finally seeing a male protagonist have feelings. On the other hand, it's problematic and, at best, to have an entire middle section of a book that is made up entirely of gingerbread and crack cocaine. Would you mind just blessing us with, because I have seen you read before, but the way in which you read a book is...
If possible, for instance, a semicolon would be, but if you can't do that, then that's You don't need to do that.
Could you please just show me what an open bracket close bracket would be?
Oh. I will need to stand up. Is that all right?
Of course.
So that's what you've done is you've opened. Sentence will happen in that, and then you've closed.
And yes, it's footnotes must be an absolute nightmare for you. Reading academic text.
Very, very simple. A footnote is simply a.
Now, would you put this book in the literary canon? Yes or no, and why?
Yeah.
Please, Gabriella.
Whack it in.
Whoa, that was a U-turn.
Look, I don't have to enjoy everything, that's in that canon, do I? The canon's not all for me. It's a very arrogant position to sort of go, oh, I don't like it, therefore I'm not going to put it in the canon. And I think, working one's way through the literary canon it's tough.
It's tough. Yeah.
And it can be arduous and it can be thankless. It's not all of it is.
About 95% of books are not good, but that does not mean they're not academic or literary. And I think actually it's incredibly rude to assume when you're reading a book that you would want to finish that book. The book dictates whether it wants to finish you. Thank you very much. There are people in the chat sort of saying that I don't know what this means. I'm slagging off books. Excuse me. If you can look me in the eye and tell a woman who has read all of the dictionaries in all of the languages from all of the countries and tell me that I must like every single book I read, I'm sorry, no. As Gabriella said, all books are not for everyone. If they were, they'd all be.
The majority of books aren't there to be enjoyed.
No. They're not a film at your cinema. Turn on your televisual device. Oh, let's watch Monarch of the Glen. No, I'm sorry. You can take your Midsummer Murders and give me a book that is in Russian about glass, and I will read all of it because that is a book I respect. Okay, I don't have to like it, but I will respect it.
Are you okay?
No, I'm incredibly upset that my integrity has been questioned. Anybody that questions my love of books, I can love it, but I don't have to like it. I can't thank you enough for joining us here at the book club. Okay, thank you so much, verily, for joining us at the book club.
You're absolutely welcome.
It's been a real joy.
It's been a pleasure.
Anybody watching who would like to just learn a little bit more about Gabby, you can follow her on Twitter at @best_Gabby. I suppose the Gabby sort of ironic. Of course,
that's from.
Gabriella.
I used to be into sort of fun, so that's from back then when I was more fun oriented. I don't like that so much anymore.
Of course not. No, we don't have fun here. And I'm back next Tuesday at 8 p.m. with Richard Herring. I haven't done this for a few weeks, but I think I'm going to leave us all on a quote. I've just got a random book here, and I'm just going to leave us on because I think Mark Bostridge says it better than anyone than I ever could. Oh, what a head-cracking week, Britain recorded in her diary after reading the early reviews. Thank you so much. Thank you, Gabriella. And happy book time, people.